So right now we're in the middle of an AI bubble. Everyone's buying tools, everyone's trying to build out some kind of an AI agent, some end-to-end workflows, launching a lot of AI agencies, startups out there. These startups are raising rounds and rounds of funds. A lot of them are pumping valuations, but this is all a part of this bubble which is about to pop. Not because AI is dying, because AI is moving faster than ever. It's correcting itself. The market is about to correct itself, and only 1% of founders and businesses will be able to survive this. Who, you ask? The people who are going to adopt this infrastructure as an infrastructure, right? This was always meant to be an infrastructure, not just a tool. Businesses who treat this as an add-on tool, a piece of decoration, or just a must-have plugin, they are not going to survive this. The 1% of founders and businesses who build out an infrastructure around their revenue and try to scale their brands aggressively by leveraging AI are the ones who are about to survive in 2026 and the decade to come later, because this revenue infrastructure, which has come out of the entire maturity and the learning curve of AI in the past few years, is the only infrastructure that every brand trying to scale online will have to adopt as a necessity. And this is what the whole video is about. We are going to dive deep into this and understand what the old traditional way of acquiring clients and how these systems are so broken and fragmented, how the market is going to correct itself, what the stats say, and how the only 1% of founders and businesses are going to survive this. Me myself am betting on this infrastructure as my own business, trying to embody this in my own business and trying to pioneer it and offer it to my end clients to scale their businesses as well. So when I talk, I'm talking from experience and how we are looking at actions and reactions in the market on ground. So let's get into this and understand how this entire thing folds out. So let's get into the 2026 AI Business Playbook, how brands and businesses can come online and leverage this new AI infrastructure, which I'll reveal later on. And this new model will build $1 million businesses in the next few years starting 2026. And we'll understand why just in a minute. Before that, we'll understand how we came here, what the evolution is, and what this new infrastructure is, right? So back then, 2015, 2019, SMMA was a very popular model. There were social media marketing agencies everywhere, and Facebook ads were cheap. Attention was cheap. Everyone who was able to run ads, everyone who had campaigns online got a lot of results, got a lot of return on investment and customers online, because things were easy back then. Now the competition is high, saturation is high, prices are high. It's not that good anymore, but yeah, this works, but it's a smaller part of a bigger infrastructure now. Funnels and content. 2020, when lockdown came, COVID came, everyone tried to come online. Coaches, program owners, infopreneurs, all these kind of people tried to sell online and scale online, putting out content, and virality was a thing back then, so everything made sense. This was a wave. Then AI came to the mainstream. 2023, everything changed. AI automation model was popularized, how everyone was trying to build end-to-end workflows, agents, and a lot of SaaS tools were out there. A lot of companies made millions and billions of dollars in valuations just on the term of efficiency, kind of automating everything in your business, trying to cut time, trying to cut wasted hours. And this is what AI changed the entire game, right? It became mainstream. Gen AI is hyped around, and I kid you not, everything still makes sense, but now it has to come as an infrastructure in a very smart and aligned way, leveraging AI from the technicality to the virality, right? So the new model is what I call AI RevOps. RevOps is a thing which you understand operations related to revenue. Very simple as that. So the revenue proximity rule says that businesses tend to spend more on revenue first operations, right? Everything else comes second. Admin, operations, HR, everything else is another headache. The first thing that they obsess about is revenue. What is the growth? What is the monthly revenue we can have? How we can get more customers? How we can get more money and cash flow, right? So AI was meant to be there. You can just look up BCG or McKinsey, I'm not sure, put out a report saying that Gen AI was supposed to hit and change the entire game, targeting RevOps itself. RevOps is the only thing that has the highest potential to leverage AI and get you the best results. That's why I said this has the potential to create $1 million businesses online as a lean team or as a solo founder, right? This is the maturity after the learning curve has ended now. Not ended, but we are on a peak right now. And for 2026 marks the beginning of a matured infrastructure where the market will correct itself, and people who understand this new model that I'm talking about, which I'm trying to build myself and understand myself and offer to my clients, these are the people who will survive. And this model itself will create a lot of value in the coming few years. So let's see how the typical lead gen and acquisition in the old school way looks like. You run a bunch of paid ads, marketing ads, advertisements, creatives online. You do outbound, you do a lot of outreach, cold DM campaigns, cold email campaigns, LinkedIn DMs, Instagram DMs, messages, WhatsApp campaigns, what all. You put out content in hopes of getting inbound clients, right? Which even I'm doing. It's a long-term game that you have to play. And these things tend to bring in a lot of leads. But what happens then? It still works, but in a very clunky way, in a very low quality way, right? The system is a total failure. Leads are ignored or forgotten. There is low quality targeting because targeting is not smart enough. There is no personalization because no use of AI right now. No follow up consistency. There is a high no show rate. Not a lot of people show up to your meetings. Setters burn out. Outreach is just generic. Bloated CAC means customer acquisition cost is too high. You're just burning money at this point. No tracking, no data, and there is error just everywhere. This system is a total failure, and it still get results. You still get a few clients after burning a lot of money, burning a lot of time. Of course, after you get these list of people who are actually interested, even not interested, but you fit as a right ICP, your entire system is just broken. 40 to 70% of leads never get contacted within 5 minutes. 48% never get a second follow-up. 30 to 50% no-show rates are just an industry standard these days, right? Sales teams do not have a context about what lead to do, what lead to touch upon now, and retention metrics are nowhere to be found on any dashboard of these founders, and onboarding is also very inconsistent. The amazing part is this entire infrastructure, the entire old school funnel method still gets results. Right, still gets results in a very clunky and a very unorganized way. And imagine the 100x potential it will bring in once we plug in AI into this and build out a complete AI infrastructure leveraging the next gen tech that we are abundant with in today's era. Right, so we'll get into this, but before that we look at some stats that back everything up, right? So that we just make sense. We are not bullshitting around here like everyone else. So 70 to 85% of leads fall through after getting captured. You get those people who are the right ICP and they still don't buy from you, right? This is not me, this is Salesforce. 48% of sales reps never make a second follow-up. This is McKinsey sales research. 60 to 70% of revenue in healthy businesses comes from their existing customers. Just imagine 60 to 70% of your new revenue is lying right there in your contact list. This is Gartner. Right, so everything we're talking about, the problems and issues are real, and the new model solves everything to the finest edge. And we'll dive deep into it and understand how you can leverage this infrastructure and get things up and running today. So this is the new model right here. This is a blend of how the old system brings us a lot of experience and corrections as to what we learned, and the blend of the new tech, which is AI, and how we integrate these both things to build out a complete end-to-end sales and marketing channel and bring in new revenue for your business in a way that you never even imagined, right? So you run a bunch of ads, that is a given. You do outbound, that we just talked about. You put out content, right? These are the main three ways how online sales works, right? But it goes into an AI lead gen framework. This is something that is recently getting very popular, people leveraging AI to generate leads, right? So this is a very popular thing. We'll not dive deep into it because this is not the main part, but I'll just give you a glance. So AI lead gen framework embodies about overall three things. One is market intelligence, which is know exactly who to target before you spend $1, right? So everything is smartly targeted. You research well on your ICPs and understand what tools to use and what outreach tools to use to get started with your lead generation, right? This is the brain of the entire lead gen operation. What it does, identifies your true ICP using AI analysis, maps audience pain points and buying signals, tracks intent behavior, which means is your lead intentional enough? Does it have the intent to buy that service or product from you? Scrapes and clusters high value prospects, finds where your best buyers live online, right? So this is a very important part. There are a bunch of tools and infrastructure out there to get the system up and running, but that's for somebody else. Then comes AI multi-channel acquisition engine. So every channel, ads, outbound, everything that you come from, every leads that are pouring in from everywhere that you've put your money and hours into, what happens after that? That acquisition is multi-channel. How do you capture it all, right? So put your message in front of the right people everywhere they already are, right? So your outreach has to be smart. through Instagram, LinkedIn, email, WhatsApp, whatever you're using. Your ads have to be optimized enough. The creatives can be AI gen now, right? AI content distribution across all platforms, AI angle testing. AI can tell you that which angles, your hooks, your creatives can work better in the competitive edge. You can test out A/B tests. AI frequency and timing modeling. Everything can be done in today's era. This is just amazing. Going forward, AI lead pre-qualification. This is where you prepare your leads to buy from you, right? Don't just generate leads, prepare them to buy. That's what it says. AI lead pre-qualification and warm-up tells you that 99% of agencies just die at this part, right? Even if you do this right, everything after this makes sense and will get you result. Overall guaranteed, right? What it does, AI qualifies leads in real time. It can be a voice agent, it can be a chat system that is chatting in a human tone with your prospective buyer, and it can qualify the lead as to is it just a tire kicker or just an inquiry or a legitimate business or a client that can get you the money that you need, right? So AI qualifies the leads in real time, tags urgency, budget, timeline, sends personalized nurture sequences that your sales setters and your sales reps fail to do everything, right? Obviously handles objections before the call. Before you get in touch with that client, everything is just solved. That buyer needs to buy from you. You just need to close the entire thing, right? Builds trust automatically because this is obviously built on your brand voice, right? And pre-frames prospects so sales becomes easy. This is what overall AI lead gen framework looks like. First step into this entire model is incorporating this part. We'll dive deep into this some other day, but this is what the overall crisp is. This gets you the leads that you need. These gets you the people who are the right fit for you, who are the right ICP to buy out your services. Before that, AI-powered sales systems reduce customer acquisition cost by up to 34%. So you're not just spending a lot in buying AI tools and buying AI infrastructure, but in the long run, you are just reducing your customer acquisition cost. Every penny, every dime that you spend on acquiring a customer, you make 4 times, 5 times, 10 times of that dime or dollar, right? And this is by HubSpot. Going forward, we'll understand after those leads come in, how do we fix that broken system that you already have. Now, first, we'll have to correct ourselves that revenue is not a funnel anymore. It's a supply chain, right? So we get into the revenue supply chain when these leads are captured, qualified, nurtured, booked, closed, onboarded. And after this, you have the signed client, signed customer, signed or bought product buyer. Then you reactivate the old leads and dead leads, and then analyze your business patterns and marketing patterns to again generate leads and capture leads and qualify and continue the circle again and again. This is the revenue supply chain that you need to correct first before doing anything else, right? It gets into the cycle. After this, we go into what we call the AI RevOps. What are the operations that we need to understand and how this entire supply chain needs to be plugged in with a lot of smart systems here, right? So AI RevOps consists of a lot of things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things, right? And we'll go one by one. So AI RevOps first considers intaking your lead. How do you capture that lead, right? You go here, understand how the lead source is, what the lead source is, where the leads are coming from, initial contact, how we chat with them, how we talk with them, multi-channel data collection, ads, content everywhere, lead capture automation. This can be done with workflow automations, right? So this is one thing. Then we go into qualification. We understand if it's the right fit for you, if the buyer actually has the money, the intent to buy those services or products for you. We understand the priority of these systems and these customers. Qualification criteria has to be put from your side. You tell the AI or you tell your entire model as to understanding that what your exact criteria is, that okay, this is a fit, this is not a fit. Lead can be scored that okay, this is a very high and a very hot lead, you can convert and close this right now, which are some warm, which needs more nurturing. It tells you everything like that, right? Then is the nurturing sequence, behavioral analysis, engagement tracking, automated follow-up sequences, personalized content delivery. Everything comes under nurturing these clients. This is very important. Then is AI booking. You need to understand booking analytics, how these people tend to book meetings with you, what kind of sales pitches are you putting on these booking meetings, appointment reminders, sequences through SMS, emails, calendar optimization, intelligent scheduling, and then show up optimizations. You need to prevent show up, right? You have to put out a lot of value before getting on the call. Confirmation workflows and pre-meeting engagement is very necessary to reduce no-shows. Then once you convert, once you are in there, you have to focus on sales support, which is very important. Objection handling assistance, understanding what their objections are. This can be leveraged with AI. Proposal automations. You don't have to spend hours understanding the right color palette, the right font for your proposal. No, proposal can be automated. Deal insights, understanding how every deal, every client works like. Conversation intelligence, what sales scripts tell you, what your pitches tell you, what your call recordings tell you, right? AI onboarding, you need to understand that this entire system needs to understand your success milestones. What kind of lead, what kind of customer tells you a success criteria, right? So initial success milestones, progress tracking, how your entire value is getting delivered, how your service or product is getting delivered to the client, the entire delivery channel, and automated welcome sequences. You can deliver a kind of kit, the email you sent out, everything like that comes under onboarding, right? This is what tells your customers that, okay, I did not pay my money for shit, right? Then very important but very neglected part, which is AI retention and reactivation. You can run like a loyalty program management. This can be done with AI. You have to run a lot of re-engagement campaigns. AI can just run through an Excel sheet or the record or the kind of people you've contacted in the past, the leads, the DMs, everything, and kind of re-engage with them to understand that, okay, now are you ready for buying this? Now are you interested in the services? This can just revive up to 30 to 40% new revenue, and it'll just feel like magic, right? So reactivation is very important. Understanding your churn prediction. This is retention metrics. You need to understand month on month what your average lifetime value of your customer is and plan everything accordingly. Then customer health monitoring, understanding what your existing customers have as problems and issues, and trying to solve each and every bit of that so that you retain a lot of clients rather than just obsessing over your marketing funnels, right? Then we go up to AI analytics. All those fancy dashboards come at this small part, right? You have to do continuous improvement in those insights. ROI calculation is very important. You need to understand after implementing everything, what kind of ROI are you bringing? 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x. What kind of things are you bringing in after putting in that $1, right? You need to understand what your conversion looks like, how much of those leads convert, how much of those eyeballs convert, and what your overall performance metrics are, right? This is what the entire AI RevOps system tells us, and this is what the new model tells us, that the modern businesses online, once they understand this AI RevOps model, they can embody this as an infrastructure and scale to millions of dollars online or more as a lean and small team, even as a solo founder. Right. Yeah, so this was pretty much it about what I meant with this new model. It has a lot of details. This is just an overview, and I kind of rushed it. I understand because it's 1 a.m. and I'm in the studio of my college, and I'm trying to record this everything up, but I just wanted to make it value packed and as fast as possible, because we cannot just waste our time geeking over these numbers and geeking over these terms that we find out, right? This is just an overall idea of this entire infrastructure, and you just need to get the gist of it, and then as a founder you're smart enough to understand it as an infrastructure. So this overall model will define how businesses will work in 2026 and the years coming forward, and scale online with tremendous results if implemented right. Before that, before going ahead, I can also show you a table that I've created here, which tells you everything from lead capture to priority assessment, everything that we talked about here. It's like 36 rows. It tells you what it does, what the category is, what the description is. I'm also adding a list of tools that can help you do this, and I can attach this Excel sheet into the description, and you can have a look at it and understand it for yourself as to what everything means here in depth, because we cannot go through this right now, right? So I'll send this across in my description. You can check it out and understand it for your own business. And yeah, this pretty much sums up the entire thing of what I meant as a playbook, right? Every business is online, or every business is offline who are trying to come online. Everyone needs to scale with AI in the coming decade, right? You cannot just ignore it as a commodity. You cannot just call it a fad anymore, because this is here to stay and is here to manipulate and modify every single inch of your business, right? So it's better you start thinking in terms of systems and infrastructure and start defining it as an overall term, right? AI RevOps is what I call it, and this model is the only model that will define businesses online. I'm trying to capture it in my own business, Tyrus Technologies, and our end clients have already started seeing results with this entire model and how we help them scale using everything that we are doing here, right? So figure this for yourself and understand how these things actually turn out to be, and understand what kind of tools can kind of work here. Go Google it or chat GPT it, right? And in the coming videos we'll understand in depth as to how these things can actually unfold, what kind of tools we can use, what kind of live demos we can watch here, and how you can kind of adopt this entire infrastructure or implement this infrastructure in less than 7 days or less than 2 weeks and get it up and running and start seeing results within 30 to 60 days. And I've seen it myself, and this is what I'm obsessing about right now. So if you like this and if you understand what I mean here, you can drop out a comment here and stay tuned, because a lot more is about to come. This is just an overview and me trying to understand this myself and mainstream this myself, right? So we'll go more in depth later on, but I hope I brought in enough value here, and this is how we'll end today's video. I'll meet you in the next one, and next video will be something around this or something that I'm going through with my own business. And just stay tuned. Every week I'm trying to put out a video like this, which is value packed or insight packed. And my fellow founders out there, I'm here understanding everything, putting out whatever I'm doing and trying to document what comes my way. So this is me signing off, and let's meet in the next video.